Alright guys, welcome to our first YouTube video. Today we are going to be reviewing place value. So I'm going to start by defining the four different vocabulary words that we use throughout this unit, and then we're going to talk about how we can work problems out like this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is standard form. Standard form, I tell the kids, is simply the number, and the way we always remember that is that standard starts with an S and simply starts with the S. So if you're asked to write the standard form of a number, they're literally looking for just the digit number. The next word that we use a lot in this unit is word form. That is the actual words spelled out to represent a number. The next word that we use is expanded form, and I tell the kids expanded form is as if you have a piece of Laffy Taffy and you unwrap it and you take it and you stretch it apart. That's what we do in expanded form. So it's the number stretched out in an addition problem. And then with place value blocks, we have blocks that represent numbers. And so the terminology that we use for these are really important to remember. They're going to start off by using a cube, and that represents 1,000. They also use a flat, which represents 100. A rod represents 10, and a unit represents 1. Okay? Now let me show you how problems like this work. Sorry. Okay, so what kids might see is something like this, okay? For number 1, it tells us to write each number in standard form. Now remember, standard form is simply the number, and so they give us place value blocks, and we're to determine the value of those blocks. Now I tell the kids that they need to write the value of each place value block before they start adding. So this picture right here is a flat, which is 100 units, and they need to count off the corners because it's kind of hard to count how many flats there are in rows like this. And so I have them put a little dot on the corner, and so that is 100, and there's 3 of them. They have a rod, which remember is 10, so that's 2. And then they have units, which are 1. So we need to start from the biggest number and work our way down. Okay, so we have 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324, 325, 326, 327, and 328. And that's our standard number. I'm doing a YouTube video. And then down below, we also have a standard form of the number, 1,240. And they ask us to write it in expanded form and then also in word form. I'm going to do number 4 with expanded form. So the students always need to start on the far left digit. So the digit to the farthest left. In this case, it's the 1 in the thousands place. So they are going to take this out and they're going to ask themselves, what's the value of the 1 in this problem? The value of the 1 is 1,000. And then they're going to write an addition or a plus sign. They're going to move 1 digit to the right and ask themselves what the value of the 2 is. The value of the 2 is 200. Moving to the right, the value of the 4 is 40. And then we have a 0 in the ones place, so in this case we don't have to write anything for that. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing on number 5, and then we'll do word form. The value of the 6 is 6,000. The value of the 3 is 300. The value of the 8 is 80. And the value of the 1 is 1. So it's taking it digit by digit and place value place by place value place and putting it in an addition problem starting with the biggest number. For number 6, let's look at word form. This number is 4,457. So this literally means writing out 4,000, comma, 457. And we're working really hard on putting in the comma where it's supposed to go in word form as well. Same thing on number 7. This number is 7,823. So we would write 7,823. Okay? Now I'm going to give you a problem to work on your own. And if you bring it back tomorrow, I will give you extra credit, guys. Okay, so this is our first number. I want you to write an expanded form. The number 37,685 and 460. I want you to write in standard form. I'm going to give you the expanded form and you have to turn it into standard. 4,000 plus 300 plus 2 and 60,000 plus 500 plus 10 plus 1. You might want to pause that and write those down because I got to turn my paper. And then if you can write the word form of these two numbers, and then draw place value blocks to show these numbers. Okay, I hope you guys find this helpful, and I hope everyone has a great evening. See you tomorrow.